Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This game was played in the 45th Olympiad that happened in 2024, and with the black pieces here we have Arjun Erigaisi facing off against Bardiya Daneshvar, and Arjun has been playing spectacular chess. I mean, he hasn't lost a game till now, and this is round 9, and this is going to be very tough. But let's see what Arjun is able to deal with, because India is facing Iran, and India had a spectacular score even in the last Olympiad against Iran, and even this time. Let's see what happens. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Hey, knight to f3 was played. Bardiya goes for the ready opening, and just d5 by Arjun. We have g3, knight to f6, and bishop to g2. We have c5 now, just going for the King's Indian attack. This is a Sicilian variation. We have castles, e6, and just c4. And now just going for d4, just taking more space in the center. We have d3, knight to c6, e3, and just knight to d7, knight to a3 now, just developing and rerouting the knight that way. We have e5, knight to h4, and just d captures, just taking that pawn. And here f captures, knight to f6, and now just going for this knight to b5, and bishop to g4 was played, just attacking the queen. Queen to b3, and just queen to d7 in this position. You could go for a move like this. I mean, just pushing the queen, pushing the knight back. Knight will most likely reroute back to c3, and this bishop is looking spectacularly well, while Arjun's king is a little bit weak, but his pieces are definitely more developed. So hey, Bardiya is definitely going to have to be a little bit careful. He just knight to c3 was played, but now just comes rook to d8, knight to d5, and now just going for bishop to e7. And you could immediately trade, maybe just go for this and just castle, and your position would be fine and no issues with that. But hey, if you go for this knight caps on d5 immediately, you would give white a bit too much, because hey, just c captures comes, and now you have to move the knight. Let's say you play knight to a5, but then the troubles are coming, because queen to c3, and now the knight is hit. This pawn is also hit. You cannot defend both. So what do you do in this position? b6 maybe if you try, then just queen caps on e5, and the king being in the center becomes a problem. If you go queen to e7 in this position, then just comes a calm move, queen to f4, and I will always have this pressure. Your piece is under attack. You're going to have to move it, and it's going to be a very gruesome game where most likely here the person with the white piece is going to come out on top. So here, after knight to d5, that's why bishop to e7, just not going for trading more pieces in the center. That knight is a really annoying piece in the center, but again, you cannot trade. Hey, bishop to d2, now just comes castle, so rook a to e1, and just bishop to e6, just targeting that knight. e4 now, and that now has been that knight has been cemented. Somewhere along the line you're gonna have to trade, but you have to wait now. Knight to d4 immediately, queen to c3, and just knight caps on d5, finally going for that trade. C captures, and if you go for bishop to h3 in this position, then maybe you just give white a little bit of an edge, because here after bishop captures, queen captures. Yes, you can play that, but knight to f5, and that knight on f5 is a really strong piece. If you try to trade that, then just rook captures, you give a free rook left, and most likely you would want to reroute the queen, but you have some pressure here as well, so you have to be a little bit careful. But after c captures, we have bishop to g4, not going for trading that bishop. Bishop to e3, bishop caps on h4, and this bishop to e3 did it all for Bardiya, because he allowed bishop caps on h4, and now those bishop pairs are wreaking havoc. Hey, just g captures, but your king side becomes very weak. f5 now, but hey, just bishop caps on d7, d4, finally just grabbing that knight. C captures, attacking the queen, queen to c5, and just f4, and this is for now turning out to be really a devastating attack that's happening towards the white king, and you have to be really careful. Rook to f2 was played, b6 now attacking the queen, queen moves, and now finally going for f3. You cannot even capture. It's defended both by the bishop and the rook, and this is turning out to be really bad for Bardiya. Here bishop to f1 was made, but now just comes bishop to h5, and now the queen can be rerouted. Here you have to be really careful. King to h1, I mean, as prophylactic move, but this doesn't help in this position, because it's a bit too late. Rook to f6, now just comes h3, rook to c8, queen to d2, and just a rook to g6 in this position, and that rook is just really strong. Queen can jump in. This is a really bad position. A rook to c1 was played, rook to f8, but now just comes queen to b4, and if you go for a move like queen to d8 in this position, trying to go for that, it's absolutely fine. Rook to c6, now you go for queen caps on h4, rook caps on g6, finally trading one pair of rooks, but it doesn't help. Bishop caps on g6, queen to d2. If you try to go for then rook to f4, and your position is collapsing no matter what you do. But after queen to b4, h6 was played, but now you're in a really bad trouble, because here after rook f to c2, you play f2, and that pawn is just climbing over and over, and there is nothing you can do. Rook to c7 was tried attacking the queen, but just rook to g1 check, and here Arjun calculates precisely, because here after this king to h2, he goes for rook captures on f1, and this is a spectacular move, because you cannot capture this. If you capture this, then you just hang a complete piece, and that would be really bad. And if you capture the queen, which was played in the game, just comes a rook caps on c1. Next time just getting a queen into the game, there is nothing you can do. Rook to d6 was played, and it was on this move, on just move 36, that Bardiya Daneshvar resigned the game, and Arjun got this spectacular victory in just 36 moves, getting another game in the FIDE Olympiad. And no matter how many times I'm going to say this, but yeah, he's in top form. I'm playing spectacular chess. Getting 10.10 out of 11 is just insane. I mean, that if that doesn't deserve the gold medal, I don't know what will. But yeah, I mean, Arjun is playing spectacular chess. I mean, if he carries out this form throughout the year, it's going to be absolutely spectacular. But that's easier said than done. But still, this performance is just really out of this world. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be coming back with such amazing games, so stay tuned to the channel, stay updated, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you very, very much for watching.